welcome back to the ShinDMG YouTube channel. And as per popular demand, and by popular, I mean 2 out of 3 people who participated in my poll voted for it. I appreciate you. Today we're going to be taking a look at a third-party knockoff of Masterpiece Megatron, specifically the animation version. And for your wallet, this figure is definitely the way to go. But for your mental state, you know what? No holding back. Let's get into it. Let me tell you a terrifying tale of the Aliexpress Transformer. I had my eye on this figure for a long time, and for a while I couldn't find it. There were no existing listings. It's a version of Totally Not Megatron that sports a cel-shaded paint job with the face of the original toy. What an awesome concept. Eventually, I saw the listing come back up and I jumped on it immediately. Weeks passed and no updates, so I messaged the seller directly, and what followed was nothing short of insanity. I sent them an invoice to my order and replied with this: whenever this reaches somebody, if you could please take the time to look into this for me, that would be greatly appreciated. Thank you. Now inventory. I'm sorry, what? Hello. It seems there might have been some confusion regarding your shipment. Unfortunately, the item is currently out of stock, which could be why the tracking information hasn't updated. I recommend checking back for restock notifications or considering alternative products. If you have any further questions or need assistance, feel free to ask. I'm gonna be filing for a refund. You sold me this even though there wasn't stock? I'm confused because it says it's shipped out and I have tracking for it. I was inquiring because it hasn't updated in a few days. I can't file for a refund, so unless there's confusion on your end of things, I'd like my money back now. Please select the item you'd like to discuss. Okay, let me take a look. Any info? Don't worry, no reply yet. Hi, I just wanted to check in. Any updates yet?
Cancel the order.
You'll have to do that. It won't let me because it says it's shipped. That's what I see. So cancel it on your end as soon as possible so I can get my money back.
You cancel.
But then 2 weeks later, thankfully it showed up. With all that being said, I will never ever recommend giving this seller any of your hard-earned cash. No shame, we're putting this shop on blast. Avoid Anna Action Figure Factory Store on Aliexpress at all costs. Now with all that being said, I'm going to be reviewing this figure based off the figure itself and not the shop I got it from. If you're interested at any point, I will find a link somewhere and put it below. Alright. Let's see if we're gonna get flagged. Here we have it in gun mode. I decided to save the main robot mode for later because that's truly the main event. The paint in this mode doesn't completely make it obvious what it's going for, but don't worry, it'll pay off later. That being said, this mode looks absolutely fantastic and can be enhanced by the included accessories. For this mode, the accessories included are a stock and barrel extension. It also comes with a stand for the gun mode. Put those in and now it looks complete. The trigger functions, the hammer pulls back, it even has a functioning safety. It's very weighty and feels good in hand, doesn't feel cheap at all. For a size comparison, okay, are the YouTube bots watching or not? Are you sure? Okay, here's a warning anyways. Here it is next to the Halo Magnum, Blade Runner pistol, and the original Galvatron in its blaster mode. Don't go waving around this thing or you'll get in trouble. Now let's get out these instructions and... oh, this isn't Megatron, it's... Megatron, yeah. And this isn't a gun, it's a... Let's transform this thing. And here we have Megatron. And holy hell, that transformation is exhausting! And it looks absolutely stunning. Right now it's sporting the original G1 face sculpt and chest piece, which has multiple swappable versions. This paint job is gorgeous, and if you've ever played Transformers Devastation, it truly looks like a perfect figure representation from Megatron from that game. Oh god, the back is disgusting, covered up with a paper bag. There's some die-cast metal in the feet here, making it easy to stand on its own, but the stock in the gun mode also acts as a stand. Also, speaking of the gun mode accessories, the barrel extension can also be used as a shoulder cannon, and they combine to become a turret. Also included is an Energon mace, helmet, dollar bin lightsaber, blaster, and the key to Vector Sigma.
What the Sigma?
Oh, it's die-cast metal. Oh, and how could I forget? His arm cannon. It has a battery feature and...
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, the batteries that were originally in here corroded. Must have been in the basement for years, I don't even want to know. But luckily, I was able to save it, clean the connectors, and throw some batteries in there. It has 3 modes. Blaster mode with lights and sounds. What I'm guessing is Japanese lines from the show. And some lines from the iconic Frank Welker. That sounds like he's getting waterboarded. I actually met Frank last year at TFCon Baltimore. What an amazing guy. This Matrix here was touched by the legend himself. Gave me a pat on the back and I haven't watched it since. By the way, the electronic features take 357 watch batteries. You're welcome. As previously mentioned, we get a whole bunch of faces and chest plates, all of which are easily swappable. This is a great reference to the movie. Speaking of which, here he is sporting his look when he meets his demise in the film. But out of all these expressions, this is how I will display him. This particular set recreates his original toy look and looks so unique with the cel-shaded paint job. Now let's get into his robot mode articulation. The ankle has a pivot and is also on a ratchet. The knee's also on a ratchet. If you move the side skirt out of the way, the leg can go up this far. There's an ab crunch, a waist swivel, a full rotation at the arm, a swivel at the arm, a bend at the elbow, a swivel at the wrist, and oh. These just come out way too easily. The fingers are articulated, and the head is on a ball joint, and can get all sorts of crazy movement. This figure has some great articulation and poses fantastic, but it's not the most solid. It's actually a floppy mess. Looks great, handles like a bunch of soggy ramen noodles. Here he is next to MPM-12 Optimus Prime, G1 Galvatron, and, a bottle of Red Robin seasoning. With all of my gripes, the back, how it handles, and the transformation just not being enjoyable whatsoever, this one's gonna be a little bit of a downer. I give this figure a 5 out of 10. It looks great and can be a beautiful centerpiece for your display, but it's for display, not for play. But buyer beware. The only place I could find this is Aliexpress. Maybe all the listings are the same seller using a different name. The rage I feel inside is forever burning. How can you do business and be so incompetent? Megatron, transform. For the safety of this community, this man is sentenced to be confined in the psych ward for a complete mental rehabilitation until further notice.
Okay, listen up and don't you move. Need to take a piss? Hold it. The show's got just 60 seconds to go, but I got a message for all you folks out there in Radio Land. So sit tight and bend an ear. Now's the time for action. Our society is rotten to the core. I'm talking to all the fine, upstanding folks got their welfare cut, got their jobs pulled out from under them. Yeah, you know what to do. Now's the time. Do it. Don't touch that dial now. We're just getting started.
Wait, what? I didn't even notice this. If the creators don't even care about copyright, why should I? They clearly want you to think it's actually Megatron. It even has its Takaro logo on right there. Let's play it safe.
I am Megatron!